Hello everyone, this is Brooke and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. Today I have the very first installment of my brand new Q&A series that I'm going to start on my channel. It's where you can ask me anything really, personal, beauty, fashion, Louis Vuitton, designer goods. You can ask me about anything. I might not answer everything, but I will definitely give it a try. And this is something I decided to do after getting several requests for doing Q&A videos. And also, I get a lot of comments and questions in my videos and also on other social media outlets. And I'm just not able to type enough or put enough expression into my response so that you know that everything is genuine and how I really feel about what I'm saying. Well, anyway, about a week and a half ago, I put a picture on Instagram inviting people to ask me questions. I also did an announcement on Snapchat, and I got several questions for the first time around, and I really do appreciate that. In the future, I will put this picture up on Instagram once a month so that you know it's time to ask me those questions, or I will also let you know on Snapchat when it's that time. But by no means do you have to wait until a month goes by to ask me a question. Always feel free to leave questions down in the comment section below or on Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter, Instagram. Those are my main hangouts. So without further ado, I'm just going to get into the first question because I do have quite a bit of them and I don't want this video to be too long. So the first question comes from Angelica27, and she writes, if you had to remove pink as your favorite color, what would be your second choice as your favorite color? Great question. I first of all would be traumatized because I love pink and everything I have seems to be pink, and I would be basically starting from zero. But anyway, my second favorite color would be blue. In the past, before pink became such a big thing for me, it was blue. Actually, blue and pink combination was a really good thing. Actually, you know, this Pantone's color of the year this year is pink and blue. It's Serenity and Rose Quartz, I believe, are the color names. That was me about 15 years ago. I really loved that combination. And I would go with blue. Not navy blue or sky blue, but more of a medium blue. You could call it Wedgwood blue. That would be my color, so my color choice. Okay, Roxy Maldonado writes, what is your favorite LV piece you own? Okay, my favorite LV piece that I own. That was a tricky question. I have quite a few LV pieces, and to me it feels like asking me which is my favorite child. It's really hard because they all have meaning and purpose, and they all just inspire different thoughts, and you know, just on and on and on. I could go on that tangent, but you asked me a question I'm going to try really hard to answer, and I thought about it for long and hard, and I'm going to go with this one as my first Louis Vuitton piece that I own. It is my Speedy 25. This baby is about 25 years old now. 24, 25 years old now. It's my very first piece that I bought way back when I was very young. And it's been with me the longest. It inspired me. It was the very first piece that I really wanted to get and had a, you know, big crush on. And I just remember being able to get it and feeling so, actually when I first got this, I felt kind of odd. I had to grow into it for a while. Actually, I kept it in a box for quite some time because I didn't really want people to know that I had it. This sounds so strange, but it just sounded like my friends weren't into luxury at all, and it just seemed too luxurious, and I was around them all the time, so I just didn't want to pull it out. So I kept it under wraps for a while, used it sparingly, but then I got to the point where I was like, hey, I love this bag. I love Louis Vuitton. I'm going to use it as much as I can. And you see from all the wear and tear that it got lots of good use. So that would be my favorite LV piece? Thanks for the question. The next question, actually 2 questions, come from IGSB, is the username on Instagram. And she asks, do you pay full price for your LVs? Not all the time, not if I can help it. I do pay full price for a lot of them, but I do have quite a growing collection of pre-loved items that I get for good prices. That's part of being a collector to me, is being able to find pieces that people are kind of casting away that I could reel in for myself at a good price. A lot of times I'll want a piece that's no longer available or has been discontinued, and the only way I'm going to find it is in the pre-loved market. There's several factors that I look at, the quality, the condition, the piece, how much I want it, and my budget and things like that, but I don't pay full price for everything. And her second question is, how much do you have for a budget to spend on your purses? Well, I don't really have a hard and fast budget. My budget rule pretty much is don't spend more than what you have. So, I mean, we've got a lot of expenses. We've got 2 kids in private school. We've got, you know, the house, the cars, things like that, you know, normal expenses. Fortunately, we don't have a lot of, you know, great big other debt. But I do always make sure that what I buy, we can afford and we can spare the money for. So I don't really have a budget. Sorry, I don't. I want to, and I think I might try to establish something going forward, but I just haven't been operating like that so far. But don't tell Brett. Brett's my husband. Okay. KGEICH, she asked, do you have or want any luxury brand jewelry? And yes, I do have a few pieces of luxury brand jewelry, and by luxury brands I'm talking Louis Vuitton, and I have a couple bracelets by Louis Vuitton. I have this one, which is the Keep It, and I have this one, which is the Keep It Twice in fuchsia, really pretty. And then I also have an Hermes Click H bracelet that looks like this. It's in the pink with the palladium silver hardware. And I also have a pair of Chanel crystal earrings that look like this. Let's see if they focus. And I think all of these pieces are beautiful. I do have on my wish list another Click H bracelet. This time I would like it with the black and silver hardware. And I would love to find a brooch, a crystal Chanel brooch. But other than that, I'm pretty much basic. I have a lot of Tiffany jewelry. I don't know if that counts as designer, but I have a lot of Tiffany jewelry and then a lot of gold and diamond jewelry. And that's about it. Oh, IGSB asks another question. Thank you. She says, I'm sorry, I just started following you on YouTube and Instagram and excited you're answering questions. Thank you. I'm glad you're excited. I'm happy to do this too. And she says, not sure if this one is too personal, but may I ask what you and your husband do for a living? It seems you buy a lot of expensive items, and I was wondering how you can afford it. Well, my motto here is work hard, play hard. We're definitely not wealthy. We're not where we don't have to work. So we work, and my job, I work as a director of human resources for a local organization, and Brett works as an economist in the area. And I'm not going to say too much more about our occupation, but we definitely work hard. We've been in our fields for a long time. As far as being able to afford things, it goes back to the making sure that you pay your bills and have, you know, other things paid for first, and then extras go towards luxury. Another thing that's interesting in our family is Brett doesn't spend any money at all. He's just not that kind of person. He could care less about luxury, designer, anything. It's like I have to tell him to go get socks if he needs them, because he's just, it's not like he's cheap or he's a miser. He just, it doesn't occur to him that to go out and spend money or shop. He hates shopping and things like that. So we balance each other, because I'm quite the opposite. I'll spend money in a minute and lots of it, but he just doesn't. So I guess I can spend my share and his share. So I hope that answers your question. I'm sure a lot of people have questions like that. Okay, moving right along. A sweet girl, actually, I met her. Her name is Belle Cheeky. I met her in New York, and she asked me, do I have any favorite beauty books? And I have 2 beauty books that I own. One is the book by Bobbi Brown, The Makeup Manual, which everyone serious about makeup should probably have, not for lots of instruction, but just to peruse through and get a tip or 2 every now and then. Another book that I have that I really love is called The Makeup Makeover Beauty Bible, and it's by a person named Robert Jones, and he is a wonderful makeup artist. He actually has an online certificate course that I took the basic and the advanced training through him online to do makeup. And it's just a wonderful book. It's got great pictures. He's got a wonderful style, lots of very natural, very glowing makeup that he does, but it's not my style. My style is a little more dramatic when I do makeup for myself or for other people, but he has a lot of great tips, and he teaches you a lot about tools of the trade, being a professional, things like that. So I really do love that book, and I will, if I find a link to it, I'll put it down below. Belle Cheeky also asked me, do you enjoy reading? And if so, what are you currently reading? Now, I was just talking to Brett about this the other day, that I want to read more. I used to be an avid reader, always at the library getting the latest books and reading through them. I was reading a book called Inferno by Dan Brown, and I don't know, I really like those kind of books, those suspenseful clues, mystery, crimes, that kind of thing, but I just stopped reading it for some reason, and this question reminds me to go pick that back up again and finish it. A girl named New Me Jules asks, what are your favorite heels? Now, I have 2. I couldn't go down to 1, but I have 2, and there's 2 reasons why. The first pair I'm going to say is this. They come in this box, and they are my very first pair of Christian Louboutin shoes. I have a whole unboxing that I did on these on my video or on my channel, and I will link that down below in case you missed it. I go into greater detail than I am going to here. But these shoes, like I said, are my very first Christian Louboutin. They look like this, and they are called the Apostrophe Slingback. And I bought these on my birthday a few years ago, and I just wanted them. They're the 100 mil height, and they're beautiful. I don't get to wear them nearly as much as I want to, but if I had to pick all the shoes in my collection, I would have to go with those. Otherwise, if you ask me which ones do I like wearing most day in and day out, I would have to go with these, and they are on the opposite end of the expense spectrum. They are a pair of leopard pumps that I got from Payless Shoes. I must have paid like $15, $20 for them. They hold up extremely well. They're extremely comfortable. They go with everything. I wear them with dress pants, skirts, jeans, leggings, jeggings, everything. And they have the faux fur or the faux pony hair, and they're the perfect height. I've worn these all day, non-stop. They're extremely comfortable, and they were a really good price. Okay, let's see here. Lori Hart's Makeup asks me, will you be doing any more clothing or shoe hauls? I love when you do them because you are so creative with pink. Well, thank you very much. I will be doing more clothing and shoe hauls. I tend to do those more. For some reason, I tend to shop more for clothes in the spring. I have been holding off doing a lot of clothing shopping because I am trying to lose a few pounds, and who wants to buy clothes when you're in transition? A friend of mine, Fab Chanel 81, asks, how did you and your husband meet, and how long have you guys been married? Well, that's the first part of her question. We met actually in church. We've been together just over 20 years now, and the way it goes, the short story is, I saw him in church when I had just started going to that church, and I thought he was cute, so I made it happen. And you know, at church people are always greeting each other and being nice and saying hello. So I got I sat in his pew row so that he would say hello to me, and the rest is kind of history. So that's how we met, and like I said, we've been together over 20 years. We've been married for 18 and still going strong. And her second question is, are there any new handbags on my wish list? The only handbag that's on my wish list right now is the pochette accessories and the monogram print in the new model. I have the damier eben and the azure prints, and I just kind of want the trifecta. I want that third one in monogram, so that's the only one on my wish list right now. Ms. Myra asks, where is the best place to buy pre-loved Louis Vuitton? For me personally, I trust Yugi's Closet and Fashion File. I've done I've done several transactions with Yugi's Closet, and I'm very pleased. And Fashion File, I might have purchased one thing through them. They provide an authentication service, so you know that everything that comes through them is authentic, and they certify it, they stand behind it, and that's it. I'll leave the links to those two websites down below so you can check those out. Naya's Jima, she says, you are an inspiration to both young and old, which is awesome. Thank you. But I especially love that you are over 40 and fabulous. Thank you very much. You seem to enjoy talking to us and giving fashion advice. Does it make you feel great doing what you do? It definitely does make me feel great doing what I do. Otherwise, I wouldn't be doing this for 3.5 years, I believe it has been. The other part, it's not just that I'm able to do something for you, but you're able to do something for me, and that's provide me with an outlet for talking about fashion and luxury and beauty and all those sorts of things, because I don't really have a lot of people in my real life that want to do that, want to talk about those things. Another thing I just love about this is that I've been able to meet a lot of friends and make really, really good relationships through YouTube. So those were the questions that I got on Instagram. I also got a few questions on Snapchat from some followers there, so I will go ahead. Okay, the first question I got on Snapchat is from Nancy, and she writes, hey Brooke, I'm new to your channel and I love how connected you are with your viewers. I wanted to know what your facial regimens are in the morning and at night. Do you use a Clarisonic? And what kind of moisturizer do you use? I'm a makeup artist and you have such beautiful skin. Thank you. And she says, thank you so much for your videos. Have a great night. You too. Thank you so much for your question. It's actually a really good one, and I do plan on doing a video on my skincare routine, letting you know all the products I use, the tools I use, and how I go about keeping my skin looking hopefully youthful and fighting my age. I do use a Clarisonic. I also use Foreo Luna. It's very important to me, especially as I'm getting older. I'm trying to fight those signs of aging as hard as I can. They just won't stop fighting me though. But that's my answer for that. A question from Sassy Lady 3 on Snapchat. What handbag or SLG would you recommend for a first-time Louis Vuitton purchase? The first-time Louis Vuitton purchase is very exciting, so congratulations if you're getting to that point and you're going to buy something. Welcome to the club. But anyway, I would say that the best bag that I recommend you start with is the Neverfull The size I have here is the MM size, and it suits almost everybody, and there's tons of reviews on YouTube that you can look at to find out more about this bag. But I say it's very versatile. It has the shoulder straps, which gives you a lot of freedom to move your hands around and carry other things. It's a tote, so you can carry a lot or you can carry a little. You can use it as a work bag, a purse, a carry-on bag, all sorts of things. And it's very elegant. I would recommend that over the Speedy, which they say is the other starter bag, because this one you can use on your shoulder and you don't have to commit to using just as a handheld or in the crook of your arm. You can get around more and do more things with the Neverfull, in my opinion. The SLG I would recommend you start with is this one, the Zippy Coin Purse. And I just did a video on my 5 favorite SLGs, and this was one of them. I figure everyone needs a wallet, and this will be great for small bags and large bags. It zips around, stays secure, and it has a lot of room in there to hold a lot of things. It holds cards, cash, it has back pockets for security, things you want to keep private. But I just love this purse, and I think it's a great little option. It comes in all 3 prints, and sometimes they have it in the, they have it in Empreinte and Epi, and sometimes they come out with it in limited edition pieces as well. So I think this is a great item to start with. Okay, Shike on Snapchat asks, I'd love to know what your clothing style was like before you started to wear pink. Well, before I started to wear pink, I wore suits and dress-up clothes all the time to work. On my casual time, I was pretty much a mess. I had no style. And my last question comes from Janaea. She says, hi Brooke, what are your favorite LV purchases? I thought long and hard about this question, and I went back to which purchases or the transaction was the most pleasing or pleasant for me. And those 2 items are right here. They are my French purse and also my key pouch. And both of these I bought in the Champs-Élysées store in Paris. So those are my favorite things because I bought them from the flagship store. I call it the mothership. It was calling me, and I went there, and I just was able to buy a few things. So these 2 are my favorite purchases. And that was my last question. I thank you all who participated so much. Thank you. This was a lot of fun, and I can't wait to do this again in February. I will leave another post on Instagram in February so that you can ask questions there. Or if you want to leave them on Snapchat, Twitter, Facebook, feel free. And if you have any questions in the meantime, feel free to leave those in the comment section down below, and I will answer those. And let's see, that's about it for right now. Thank you so much for your time. I know this was a long video, but it felt really good for me to chit-chat with you a little bit, and hopefully we can continue to do this in the future. So thank you very much. I'll be back soon with another video. Bye-bye.